Welcome to No Man's Sky Survival Mode. Now I'm inside an anomaly which is inside of a system that I had already visited, and the reason I'm here is because I want to see if I can find a warp drive tech, because in the last part I was kind of talking about it, and thank you for the comments and opinions. I also went out on all the forums, and the general consensus is that the only way you get warp drive tech is by talking to Polo. So I thought, well, in this part we're going to try and find out, and I'm going to be really annoyed if Polo gives it to me straight away. Do I resume path of the Atlas? I think I'm going to resume path of the Atlas as well, because I had a look at the Atlas path, and my Atlas path seems to be a bit shot away as well. Okay, Polo, are you going to give me warp drive tech? This, I say, this anomaly was in the system. I hadn't even been checking it out. Right, entirely unsurprised by friend. Okay, transmit language data. Click level 7 above. What are you going to give me, Polo? Wow. I am totally gobsmacked there, guys. I've been wasting my time ranting around the warp drive, and it was actually in the system that I got. Okay. So it seems it is true that you've actually got to get your warp drive from Nada and Polo. And I think I've got to find some way now to install this. Let's have a quick look. And I've got I actually went round the planet, stocked up on all this warp cell fuel, because I was expecting to have to jump there. So we're going to need 2 dynamic resonators, 600 nickel. I don't think I've got anywhere near the resources for that. So you have to get that installed now, guys. And it was that easy, and it was right under my nose. You can see here, this is the planetary system that I was actually investigating. And here's a top tip, guys: if you do not check this anomaly out and visit it, you will not get a new one. Although that's still dark. Anyway, I think we're going to head for the freighter, and it's just going to say space station proximity. Because I am pretty sure I do not have any of those, enough of those resources. Actually, let's go to the space station first. No, we need the aluminium and what was it again? We need the nickel and the aluminium to install that now. We could be cooking here, guys. We're going to head for the freighter. I've overshot the freighter. Yeah, that's... But that anomaly is still showing strong, which is slightly worrying. Let's just have a quick look at Iridium 380. I think I'm going to take the Thamium back and the Corvex cubes. Leave some space in this ship, and of course what we're going to do is get into the Trusty Steed, because I think the Trusty Steed is going to be needed. Because I am virtually 100% certain I do not have the resources. Freighter. No, we don't have the resources in the freighter. We're going to have to go up and have a look in the thing. I'm still gobsmacked, guys. That just... It just seems, I don't know. Okay, let's see what resources we've got in here in our vaults. I did have a reorganisation, but I can't remember anything where I've got loads of antrium. So what else have we got in here? I think we can put some of those in. I think we only need one Corvax cube. In fact, I do wonder sometimes why I'm actually collecting them. I'm picking up so many of them now. My inclination is to sell them. Right, we've got 551 nickel, 176 copper. Right guys, we need aluminium more than nickel. I think we could probably pick up enough nickel by just incidentally. So we need an aluminium planet. We may have to do a jump away, but it'd be good if, I think I'll work with the systems I've already got. If necessary, I'll teleport home and kind of go to one of the other systems. There's the trusty steed that we're going to go looking for aluminium. Aluminium can be a real pain in the neck to find sometimes, guys. So I got, well, actually, if I got that, got there, got 250 iridium. So we may need our exocraft. So we're on this system here. Just have a quick scan, see if you've got emerald and nickel. I think that was a hostile planet. In fact, I'm almost certain that's a hostile planet. You've got aluminium, nickel, and iridium. Okay, this is where we're going, guys. Because that's got both the resources I actually need. And I can't remember whether this has got an exocraft base on it. Ah, go away, I'm busy. Where are you? Wherefore art thou? Might as well get our ship counts up. Thank you for annoying me. Standing with the Vakeen has increased, thank you. There's my geobait. I knew there'd be one here somewhere. So we're going looking for aluminium and nickel, lots of. Yep, I'm very surprised that I actually got that on the first time off. And I think we'll get that installed. And then we will go looking for our first green planet. Landing on an abandoned building. Oh. And we're back on our extreme hazard planet. Okay, guys. We got our. Well, I just looked at that and thought, where did all my hyperdrive stuff went? Of course, we're on a. What is the hazard here? Radioactive. Radiation protection stabilizing. Okay. radiation shields up. So we're going to be jumping in and out of the right. We need to find aluminium and nickel. Now, any of you guys have played the game pre-Pathfinder, the days of big obliging lumps of material stuck up and on the planet form have gone. Aluminium can often be like hidden underground. I think, what's that there? That's habitable base. That you're an hour away. Everything's an hour away. Okay. Oh, at least one thing, this is going to help us with our toxic system. Let's see, let's go out. I think we're going to have to scan manually, see if we can find anything of something over there. That looks very much like iridium. In fact, I'm almost certain it's iridium. Yeah. Got some plutonium, and might as well put the lash plant while we're at it. Might as well execute extreme prejudice. Some more plutonium over there. I'm just going to keep. I think we're going to do a lot of travelling here, guys. So just grab that. There's a knowledge stone there. And some goodies. Right, another scan. Thallium over there. Loads of thallium. Let's grab the thallium. Okay, carbon. Pop that up. Right, there's a hoop ring thing over there, which could be nickel. And there's also a knowledge stone down there, so grab the knowledge stone. Yeah, those half circle hoop things buried in the ground are often representative of nickel. And the key word for inventory. Okay, let's say, oh, got some nanites there as well. I think we'll head for those hoops. Oh, with water. Didn't think there was any water on this planet. Although it's very shallow, so. Radiation protection stabilizing. Water vets really slows it down, guys. So you want to kind of keep out of it, and it's, you have to go through it like this. I think we're. Grab that. Obviously there's some nanite stuff here, we might as well grab that on the way through. Radiation protection stabilizing. Ah, and that looks like nickel. That can go back to the ship, we don't really need it. Yep, this is nickel. So just gonna mine this out, guys. Right guys, we've that single hoop resulted in 180 nickel. So we're going to have to find quite a few of those to get the amount. What I'm going to actually do is mine the any more hoops around. There's several on the horizon. There's some over there. Okay, let's go this way. What I'm going to do is mine the resources for the whole of the upgrade and just kind of hang on to the stuff I've got in my vault. I will use for just keep as a reserve. That's not it. Oh yes, we've got a bit of nickel here, so we're just going to mine this one. So I'll see you again in a minute, guys. This is going to take a little while. Right guys, I've mined 3 of these things, and you can see here we've got 377 nickel, and we need, how much nickel? Just have a quick look, 600. So we're going to have to keep at it for a little while. There's a knowledge stone over there, we want to grab that on the way through, on this lovely balmy planet. And there's another hoop here. And another quick tip, guys, doing this really goes through your mining laser. I think I've had to top it up a couple of times. So again, we're just going to mine this one out. Right guys, I'm still on the hunt for nickel. We need another couple of hundred. Donut ring type things are around. There's a lash plant there. We'll just kill it on principle. Yep, thank you, Storm. I'd love to find some aluminium as well, but let's just throw out a scan. I can't. Obviously, the aluminium's a bit more resistant. It could be underground, which could be a challenge, guys. Okay. This is obviously a Cadensian planet, and I'm growing that, so I don't need to worry about that. So just keep going in this general direction, guys. Just see what turns up. That plutonium. I think we'll go check out the base. I'd really like a save at the moment. So let's keep away from the Lashy plant. Yeah, 13 seconds away from a base. Don't care what it is. Oh well, it's a monolith. Never mind. Well, we might as well do the monolith while we're at it. The legacy of something or other. Legacy of Culture Durfa. Suddenly the words etch themselves upon the marker and deep seek help with the language. My knowledge of the keen increases. A keen word for sacrifice. What on earth are those? What on earth are these? Callium? I thought calliums were balls rather than squashy. Wow, that's the first time I've ever seen that, guys. I think I think I might have seen them before. Oops, nearly fell down a hole. It looks like we got some smokers over here, so we might be able to grab some more nanites. So we're certainly going to shoot over here. Looks like there's a knowledge stone tucked around the back as well. I do have a theory. Again, this is an opinion, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think on these exoplanet, when you're on these extreme planets, if you're in the exocraft, that doesn't seem to count towards being on the planet. It's the same as before. It used to be... I don't really want a suspension fluid. Yeah, in the... Before the Pathfinder update, if you were on an extreme planet like this, let's just show it. So I'm going a bit aside, guys, here. This total only dropped if you say you came to an extreme planet and you stood inside of a building. It wouldn't count towards time on an extreme planet, and I've got a feeling that that also applies to exocrafts. That if you driving around like this, the time you actually spend in the exocraft doesn't actually count towards being on the planet's surface. I think you've got to be out the exocraft walking around in the actual exposed one there. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the impression I've got, because I've spent a lot of time wandering around these extreme planets in the last couple of parts, and it doesn't... this total here... oh, no. No, it's not that. This total here, there's 2.3 souls, doesn't seem to drop very quickly, despite the fact that I spent hours on the planet just wandering around trying to find the plutonium and the elements I needed to build all those warp cells. Okay, we found another wad of nickel, so let's just gather this up. This should be enough now for, I think, this one, so I'll see you once I've gathered it all up, guys.
Radiation protection stabilizing.
Let's go check out that. It's not showing up. I'm not sure why my scan is not showing. Normally you'd see it. Oh yeah, see? That didn't show up. That's nickel. Okay, normally aluminium's like a hole in the ground. So let's just... maybe I could do with a bit more range on my... looking round for it. I know it, normally it's like you get on here and there's like a hole in the ground or something like that. It doesn't stand up above the surface like that anymore. Let's try another scan, guys, see if there's anything around. No. This is a bit confusing, guys, actually. I think what I might do is, we'll see, base there. I've got a feeling the aluminium may be underground, and therefore it's going to be quite difficult to find. So here to photo crossing. Oh well. And I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'll just keep wandering across the surface here. If we find aluminium, we find aluminium. If we don't, the next base where I can summon my ship, I will summon my ship and we'll clear off out of here. Maybe find another planet with aluminium on. I'm aware that this is getting quite an extended part, although to be honest I've got no idea how long the final version would be, because it's kind of, the original plan for this part was to travel through space looking for Nada and Polo, and they were actually on my doorstep. Let's just have a quick look in underground here. Got a bit of antrium. Says there's, where away is that? 1 minute 55. That might be the one that we've just come from. So let's just doesn't seem to be much here.
Radiation protection stabilizing.
Let's try it. Scan again. Anything? It should show as a kind of cubic type matrix. Actually,
Protection stabilizing.
the ship is 10 minutes that way.
Weather update.
I think
Storm clear.
what we're going to do is head back towards the ship, actually, I think. Right, guys, I want to show you something. I kind of pointed this out before. If you look here, see, I've been wandering around here for quite some time in the exocraft looking for aluminium, and that hasn't changed. So it goes to show that, oops, a daisy, I'm not going to fall for you, to kill you, because I want to go through there. It goes to show that being in your exocraft does not count towards being on a hostile planet. And I've just fallen down in here. Okay. Ah, now that looks... No, bugger. Sometimes when you get that fringing on the edge of some terrain, that indicates a buried resource, but obviously in this case it doesn't. And I've got myself trapped, but I should be able to get out here. Yeah. Right, we're going to head back towards the ship, because I don't think I'm going to find aluminium here. I think we're going to have to find a planet that's a bit more friendly, maybe a barren planet. And I really need to unload some of the stuff that I've already collected. So we're just going to work our way back towards the ship. If I don't find aluminium on this planet, we'll go aluminium hunting in the next part. See, okay, it's like a... Okay, first scan out. I'm not seeing, I'm not feeling it, guys. It's probably a bit of a weird statement.
Radiation protection
I'm just not feeling the... Normally when you scan and there's resources underground or close by, you will see a kind of grid, which normally I curse. I find it irritating, but in this case I want to see one, and I'm just not feeling it. I'm not seeing it. I've got a feeling that aluminium on this planet is probably here, but it's probably very rare. I think that'd be iridium. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we've got a little bit of iron. I think we can just delete that. Might as well grab a little bit of iridium just for sheer luck. Just drive through the arch for fun, and I've just driven into another hole. And and I've actually got myself stuck now. Ah, what's that? That. Nope. Okay, we're gonna have to. I've got the protection, so. Saying we're not actually under that much pressure, so. Hello, craft.
radiation protection stabilizing.
There's certainly a lot of holes here, and that's what makes me think that the aluminium is actually underground. So we could go cave exploring at Ash Plant. But normally if it's underground you'd see the mesh. I mean, I probably don't. Maybe if we... I mean, the scanner throwing out. This is where it'd be nice if, like, the exocraft had some form of configurable scanner, so you could say, so sometimes that, no, yeah, it'd be really nice if you had a configurable scanner, so you could say like, I want to find aluminium, throw out a scan and give me aluminium or something like that. Because when you scan for a resource, it just looks for iridium. Again, this might be. This is what you're kind of looking for, but it's not. No, it's still not.
Radiation protection stabilizing.
Oh, I grab that. No, it's titanium. Oh, I think we grabbed that. I think I should have. This planet's been consuming my zinc and titanium. Let's check this ring out. I think that would probably be, that's deuteronium. Okay.
Radiation protection stabilizing.
This will probably end the way it started. I'll probably get back to the base and there'll be an aluminium deposit right next to the base. Okay guys, I'm still we might have found some aluminium. See, don't look for it and you actually find it. Oh crap. Bugger. Okay, suspension fluid, get rid of, Corvex, get rid of. Yep, as the story goes, see how hard it can be seen? Is it gets tucked in these little holes on the edge here, guys. So we're just going to have to mine it in our suits, which is going to be a little bit tricky. But so there is aluminium on this planet. I just stopped looking for it and I thought, well, I'll just go back to the base. Well, it was on the way back. So it goes to show, guys, don't look for things and you find them. If you start, keep looking for things, and so you've got quite a big. You have to keep an eye on our. We don't have the exosuit protection. So it's quite a nice big. Yeah, so, but you can see how difficult it is to find this stuff. Anyway, I'm just going to mine this out. Let's see if we blast it out. It doesn't really blast like iron. Sometimes when you're mining out these holes, you've got to kind of switch your angle around a bit so that you can actually see what you're mining. Yep, I know. Don't like that sentinel hanging around. See, now I need to kind of come around this side so that I can mine underneath this. It's almost like they're both connected actually. Great incoming storm. We have to bail from here fairly soon, guys.
Extreme night radiation detected. No free slots in suit inventory.
Okay. How much have we got? 500. I can't send it. Okay, dump the Gek charm. I'd love to just keep mining this. This is a really rich vein here, guys. And you can see it's actually gone underneath and joined the two together. Need to keep an eye on my survival. So when you find it, you get plenty of it. not sure if I jump down in, if that will actually give me protection. Let me just do this, guys. I'll jump down inside.
Radiation protection. Stabilizing.
Right, so I've got stabilised radiation protection now. Although I'm mining it away, so I'm going to have to be a bit careful. Clear out the rest of this aluminium. Nearly out of mining beam again. Use that carbon up. Loads of, I think we're to plutonium up. Have a quick look. We got 500 aluminium, got nickel, got another 750. I think we've probably got more than enough now. I could check it, but my ship is absolutely full up, so I think it's just going to mine out the rest, guys. So I say aluminium's quite rare, or difficult to find. Not so much rare, but it can be a bit difficult to find, so when you find it, mine it. Right, I think that's it, guys. I think I've made a big enough hole in this planet. Just got to find a way to get out now. I'm going to be very, very embarrassed if I can't get out.
Radiation protection. Stabilizing.
Great.
Extreme night radiation
Okay.
detected.
When in doubt, rate a staircase.
Radiation protection. Stabilizing.
Just like that.
Radiation protection. Stabilizing.
You can see how big a hole I've excavated here, guys. And it looks like there might even be... No, that's just it. Anyway, that was a very, very nice find. That solved my problems. I think this is where I'm going to wind the video up, guys. I know I'm not back at the base, but I'm just going to drive back to the base and, well, do nothing because I'm running out of time anyway. But I'm just going to drive back to the base and save. But this is where I'm going to leave the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it was a little bit disjoint, and probably once I've edited it down it might kind of appear to have jumped everywhere, but I think that's the nature of what this mission was. So I think this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, hope you found it interesting, and in the next part we will get that new warp drive tech installed and we will be off to find a green planet. So until then, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.